the state is profiting off of child support?
Correct. And in most states, the Judicial Retirement Fund is funded from this money.
Hey, what up? This is Solo Traveler ORD back with another video review. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell while you're here. So I want to do a review on these videos in reference to family courts. This actually kind of touches me personally because I've actually been through it in the past of my life. I've had, kids have been through the court system as well as, went through a divorce and so forth. So I understand what it's like, and this is why. Speaking about this, it kind of touches me because I've experienced it. So this is why I'm telling you, brothers, you guys don't want to be a part of this system. You guys don't want to contribute to this system that is basically the biggest scam in America. One of the biggest scams in America, that is. And the thing about it is, this is why I tell you, brothers, don't do anything here in the States. Don't procreate. Do not get married or anything, because you will lose no matter what. And one of the frustrating things is that having the feeling of the unknown, knowing that you're going to court and the stack and the cards are stacked up against you, no matter what you do. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. So this is why, a lot of brothers out here, we tell brothers, don't do anything here, and to, invest in yourself and to find someone outside of the United States, because the system itself is against you and it is broken. It is broken to the fact that you're going to end up paying, and everybody else is just going to be scot-free, especially the women in the system. So, but without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's check out these videos in reference to the family court system. There go Pearl. She's speaking facts about what men go through with the family courts.
A man cannot have a child in America and it be his, because he will always be at the mercy of the mother, or pray to God that he gets a judge that sees his side. The men that I find that commit suicide the most are average men that worked the same job for 20 years, maybe a factory worker, maybe a plumber, an average man who spent 20 years making the right decision, or 10 years, whatever it was, accumulating wealth just for their wife to take their pension. And what happens is the wife spreads lies of them being an abuser. What'll happen to these guys is a lot of times they're kicked out of their own home with one phone call. She can do one call, get you kicked out of your own home. He's then thrown with an abuser charge. She disparages his name all over town. I've even talked to men that the woman convinced his family that he was this. Zero evidence, zero proof. She did not go to court. And in family court, it's based on a balance of probability. So that means she has to cry to one judge, and one judge gets to determine if it was more likely that he did it than didn't do it. And it is not based off of evidence.
Yeah, she is right about that. I was going to add that it is not based off of evidence. It's about just people speaking. And even if you have evidence to present, it means nothing. Don't even look at it. You might even write down your finances, how much money, or how much money is coming out your paycheck that you got to pay. Like, let's say, for example, if you have child support, anything of that nature, they don't even look at that. They don't care. You might put it on a document, but they will glance past that and will just look at how much money you make, and it means nothing to them. So this whole system is pretty flawed and is screwed up. Let's move on. So here's a brother. He is giving out his experience leaving family court and what he's been dealing with.
Just left family court. This is for all the, you got to go down and get 50-50. I have 50-50. And in Pennsylvania, 50-50 doesn't mean you're not paying child support. You are still required to do so. I'm that dad where when you didn't see me with my children, the first question they asked was, where are they? Just throwing that in. So I asked the judge today, how am I supposed to support two households?
Yeah, how?
I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do with 50-50 shared legal custody of my son. I have to provide for him at that household and then provide for myself at my own household, in which I'm fucking drowning.
Here's something to also add to the mix to think about. What if the judge threw in there not only child support but spousal support? So now you would have to pay spousal support and child support, and you have to try to maintain your lifestyle at your house. But you've been working all your life to maintain your lifestyle, and all of a sudden now you have to maintain a grown person, especially a grown woman lifestyle, which doesn't make any sense. It just, I mean, after from fighting for you know, for equality and so forth, how is that equality? That is, I'm not even gonna go further into that because that's just a whole nother tangent I'll go on. But I'm just saying, just think about that.
And the custody order was written by the judge I saw today. And she even said to me herself, even after all these years, I really don't even understand how this goes. What kind of shit is that? Stupid. This shit here is criminal, and everything's a paper push. Yep. They tell me again, file for a modification. That's going to be an additional 6 months like it was the last time. It's a total runaround. It's a total bullshit. All of it. So when you see so many people on the forum of TikTok talking about men walking away, yeah, walk the fuck away.
Yep.
Walk away. Especially if you're in PA. Because if you say I do, oh, believe me, you will. And don't believe for 1 second they don't do this shit on purpose.
Yep, that's why men are walking away, going their own way, or getting their passports and flying up out of here because of the fact that this whole system, as I stated, this whole system is corrupt. This whole system is horrible when it comes down to men. Let's move on. So one of the biggest questions that women always ask, you know, why is it that men are always afraid of marriage? Why men do not want to get married? Well, this is the reason.
They don't understand that a lot of men, we don't really run away from marriage. We run away from divorce.
That's a fact.
We're not running away from marriage. But you gotta understand, if I found out what marriage is, it's like, I love my girl to death, but you mean to tell me if I make one mistake, they can ruin me for the rest of my life on one mistake? If she make a mistake, it's cool. She make a mistake, divorce is she just go on about her life. I make a mistake that can cost me for the rest of my, that ain't really fair. You know, one day I want to make my girl that happy because it's truly for her. Yeah, and I'm man enough to say men don't look into, and it's coming from somebody who parents been married. I'm 35. My parents been married since I was 5. Right. So this coming from a married home couple. I don't. It's just what they done made it to be now. Right. It's like, okay, I see married people. It's really a money game now. It seems like it's like I get married. There's no benefits for me. It's no benefits for me but to make her happy. So now if I get married, okay, cool. Now as a man or whoever I am, I haven't made no mistake with my girl for 8 years. Right. Never got no Texas, came to her as no woman. No woman came to her as no woman. I'm not on camera. I'm not doing nothing. I done did my thing. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me if I slip up, I do something up, and she just feel like she don't want to give me a chance, she could possibly take half of what I own?
Exactly. It's a money game. It makes no sense in the West. This is why brothers are leaving. I'm telling you, this is not even worth it. So as much as, you know, they try to say that, you know, you got to find the right one. Well, you can find the right one, but you still got the system you have to be bothered with. So, you know, the system could drag you through the dirt. Let's move on.
There's a federal law called Title 4D. It was passed in the late 1970s. This is the cause of the divorce explosion in the 1980s and the creation of, there were no family courts in the early 1980s. They didn't exist. They were created specifically because of Title 4D. Title 4D provides for matching funds for the collection of child support. So I don't know about Virginia, but I know about Texas. In Texas, it's $500 million. It's $480 to $520 million per year. The more child support that's issued, the more money the state gets in reimbursements. The more it collects, the more it gets in reimbursements. The entire Texas Attorney General's office is funded by the child support collection matching funds from Title 4D. Texas actually has a law in the Texas Government Code which requires all judges to rule in cases in such a way to maximize Title 4D reimbursements. Wow. Before anything is heard in case. This explains a lot of peculiar things in family court. family court's known for giving custody to the dysfunctional parent. And they just do it consistently. They do it all the time. I watched a case ahead of mine one time, and they gave 2 children back to a heroin addict mother who had successfully passed the drug test after 15 days for the first time.
Oh my God.
Okay.
What was the
Why would they do
alternative?
that? That makes no sense. Why do they do it? Here's why they do it. The state knows full well it will never collect child support from a heroin addict. And all that matching money, they don't get it.
Got it.
They know that the responsible parent will bankrupt themselves to protect their child and to take care of their child, and they'll get all the matching money for that. So the decision in family court doesn't come down to, are you a fit and willing parent? If that were the case, then in 99% of the cases, you would have both parents getting 50-50 custody because both parents are fit and willing.
Yeah.
So what they do is they say, which person here will give me the maximum Title IV reimbursement for the state?
Wow.
And that's the person who loses custody so that they pay child support. That's the real calculation that's going on. You mentioned CPS, and if you're looking at laws around this, you need to know about Title IV-E. Title IV-E gives reimbursements for taking children. So when the state takes a child from a family, they get a Title IV-E reimbursement just like Title IV-D. Here's how it works in Texas. You'll get a satellite office in a rural county of Texas that's running low on budget. They'll look for a child to low IQ parents, under 18 months of age, but they'll go as high as 2 with no medical problems, and they'll go and take their children. They usually do it through subterfuge. They do a well check, and they bring along an extra party that they don't tell the parents or a psychologist. The psychologist, unbeknownst to them, is doing a psych eval and recommends taking the children. They take the children. Within 6 months, the child is adopted out, and that satellite office gets $250,000 in budget money.
The state is profiting off of child support?
Correct. And in most states, the Judicial Retirement Fund is funded from this money. So the more child support that's issued from the family courts, the larger the judicial retirement. It's a massive program. It's the size of the largest defense programs. So the incentives are absolutely huge.
To get people to pay child support?
Correct.
Even married people, to get them to break up and then have to pay each other child support?
Absolutely, yeah. There's really no appeal from family courts. So family courts, unlike normal, like civil courts or criminal courts, there's almost no appellate options out of a family court. So the judges operate with no oversight and just do whatever they want. There are massive federal programs that were instituted in the late 1970s that pay states trillions of dollars to tear families apart. So it's so innocuous when I tell you, be like, this is a great program. But like in Texas, we get 66 cents on the dollar put into the Texas Treasury for every dollar of child support that's paid, right? So the state is now highly incentivized to issue the maximum amount of child support. That's why almost all divorces got 50-50 prior to the 1980s. And there was this skyrocketing of divorces where one parent loses custody. And that was to maximize Title IV-D reimbursements to the states. So there are fathers out there with 49% of the time that are paying maximal child support still. So family courts basically work off of fabricated evidence. That's number one.
Yeah, this is so true. This is why I got to tell you guys, man, yo, don't do anything here in the West. Get your passports, brothers. Keep it pushing. If this doesn't convince you to not want to do anything here in the West and just get your passports and move, I don't know what to tell you, because this alone will destroy your life, or it will set you back in so many words. So this is your boy, the Solo Traveler ORD. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out.